What is up, YouTube, and what's up, NBA fans? Welcome back to the Sam C channel.
Before I start today's video, I'd like to invite you to visit Hype.com and check out their mystery unboxing website. Here you can unbox some high quality items such as Louis Vuitton, Nike, Off-White, and Apple brand products. Use my link in the description below and you can get a free box to use on Hype.com. Also follow me on Instagram at SamC210 and check out some of the other videos from the Sam C channel.
Today is going to be a follow-up to the first video on my channel, Tim Duncan Honor and Vengeance, aka G.O.A.T season, why you don't disrespect Tim Duncan. When I first put that video up, it was just a story that I wanted to hear told, but I knew that there was others that wanted to hear it, and recently there's been an outpouring. A lot of people have been checking out the video, sharing it, and I want to say a big thank you and appreciation to all of those who have shared the video so far. Now, today I'm going to do the follow-up. I'm going to say some things, more things that people have not talked about or really addressed when it comes to Tim Duncan, and namely that is, why do so many people disrespect Tim Duncan? Okay, understand, whenever Tim Duncan is brought up, there's always this backhanded compliment type of way of addressing Tim Duncan and addressing his accomplishments, right? And I want to address that because I thought to myself, and I've thought to myself so many times, why do people want to disrespect Tim Duncan? We talk about a man with 5 NBA championships on his record, right? An NBA All-Star for many years, a Rookie of the Year, a lot of disrespect. And I came up with some things, so we're going to go by these one by one. I'm going to address some of how and why Tim Duncan gets disrespected. Number one, he never repeated. Now, I understand that for a lot of people that's why they say Tim Duncan isn't one of the greatest, but I have to tell you, the very fact that he never repeated and is still a 5-time champion is pretty much what makes him one of the greatest of all times. And I can explain that to you very easily. I mean, it's great to repeat, and I'm never putting down anybody who has repeated. But there is something to be said about sustained greatness. There's also something to be said about a man who cannot win it every time, who can face each failure and keep coming back strong. You know, number two, reason why Tim Duncan is disrespected is because he beat everyone's heroes. Okay, now understand, he stopped the New York Knicks in 1999 from making history, right? He beat Shaq and Kobe 2 times. He beat LeBron James 2 times, guys, 2 times. He stopped Shaq and Kobe from getting 4 championships in a row, all right? When he won in 2003, as I mentioned in the video, that signaled the end of the Shaq-Kobe era, okay? I mean, it was the end. And I gotta say, even a Derek Fisher miracle shot with 0.4 seconds couldn't put the Lakers back together again. So big ups to Timmy. Number 3, the third reason why Tim Duncan is disrespected, and this comes from his peers a lot, is because he beat men with big egos, right? Not talking about a little ego. We're talking about big, gigantic, ginormous egos. You know, if we've seen The Last Dance, you know, if Michael Jordan is the ideal basketball player, if he is the greatest of all time, then that should tell you just about how big people's egos can be. And Tim Duncan repeatedly beat men with big egos, right? These are men, Shaq, Kobe, LeBron, these are men considered to be the greatest of all time, right? They're considered by many to be legendary and unstoppable, and they all have losses to Tim Duncan. So let's just put that in our mind frame. Now let's talk a little bit about, you know, our favorite player, Shaquille O'Neal. What I'm about to say, understand, I love Shaquille O'Neal. If you check out my top starting 5 greatest of all time, you know he's in there along with Timmy and Kobe and Michael Jordan. But, you know, Shaq, he in particular, he always, you know, tries to belittle Tim Duncan. And if you go and you look throughout history, he said that, oh, Tim, he's not really a big man. I don't consider him a center or a big man. Chris Webber was better. Yes, he actually said that. That he'll take Chris Webber over Tim Duncan and Diamond. Of course, this latest one, Tim Duncan only has 4 rings because the 1999 season has a championship, has an asterisk on it. Well, you know, God bless Shaq. Tim Duncan is still one of the greatest of all time, and he was one of the greatest to ever do it. Now, but we're talking about 99 just a second ago. Speaking of 99, that brings us to number 4. Number 4. Tim Duncan did what other people could not do, and that is why they choose to disrespect him, right? Because in the back of their mind, they know he did what they couldn't do. Let's just talk about the 1998-99 season for a second. Understand, in 1998-99 season, Michael Jordan had just retired for the 2nd time. Phil Jackson was fired, let go, parted ways with the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls dynasty, as we knew it, was over, right? The Chicago Bulls just had a chokehold on the NBA mountain. For many years, they planted their flag and they did not let it go for 3 straight years. And so once that was all, put asunder, everybody was waiting. Everybody was ready and scrambling to plant their flag at the top of that mountain. And everybody went out to do it. And let's say, Tim Duncan, this sophomore player, only 2 years in, comes in and he snatches that NBA championship from everybody. And that's really hard for men with big egos and people who wanted to see their team finally win to accept. But he did it. He did what they couldn't do, and they've resented him ever since. Okay, once again, Tim Duncan, he did what other people could not do. Tim Duncan came into the NBA, and please tell me, in the description, in the comments, tell me what player has done this. Came in as a number 1 draft pick and realized his potential right away. I'm talking about he came in, he won Rookie of the Year that first year, got the Spurs into the playoffs. The next year he comes in, he wins the NBA championship. All right, wins it in a lockout shortened season. He wins it being the man on the team in his 2nd year. He did what other people couldn't do, and it's hard for them to accept that. Tim Duncan, he came into the NBA, he came to the Spurs, and he immediately became the top dog in the team. He didn't have to wait. He didn't get benched his first year, right? And have to, earn his way into the starting lineup. People knew how great he was from the beginning, and he showed it from the beginning, all right? So this is another sign about how good Tim Duncan really was. All right. Another way that they disrespect Tim Duncan is, again, the way they refer to him, the greatest power forward of all time. Now, yes, Tim Duncan is one of the greatest power forward of all time, but he's one of the greatest basketball players of all time, period. It doesn't matter the position. And people they kind of throw out power forward. They don't go, Kobe Bryant's the best shooting guard, right? Shaq is just the best center. They say they're the greatest of all time, and Tim Duncan is one of the greatest of all time. And you can't pigeonhole his potential, you can't pigeonhole how great he was by trying to say, oh, he's just good as a power forward. He's one of the greatest of all time, period. The last thing I want to talk about, and that I want you guys to remember, people disrespect Tim Duncan by putting this false narrative about him that he was somehow boring, okay? Even his nickname, the Big Fundamental, which, it's grown on me a little bit over the years, but from the beginning, from the moment that they started calling him that, I realized it's just a backhanded compliment. It's an insult. It's a backhanded compliment. It's a way of saying, well, Tim was good, and all that, but he was really boring. And as somebody said in one of my comments, not entertaining. All right. Well, you heard it first here on the Sam C channel. I'm going to say this, and I hope that you're listening. Based upon everything that I've told you so far, that you should understand Tim Duncan is only boring if he was beating your heroes or if he was beating you. Everybody who pushes that narrative, that's their real issue. He's beating their heroes. He beat their guys. He beat those popular guys. He beat Shaq and Kobe. He beat LeBron James. He took out the Pistons the year after they beat the Lakers. And people are still, right? They're salty about it. All right? But you've seen Tim Duncan highlights. I've always been entertained by him, and he's entertained millions, if not billions, of people. So the idea that he was somehow not entertaining enough, all right, we hear the salt. Let's let it go. All right, speaking of whether Tim was entertaining enough and his nickname, I have my own nickname for Tim Duncan, right? So it's another thing you're gonna hear first on the Sam C channel. I've always called Tim Duncan, Tim the Undertaker Duncan. Why? Because he reminds me a lot of the wrestling character, the old school Undertaker. He comes in, you know, with that blank expression on his face, right? He comes, you know his moves, you know what he's gonna do, but you're powerless to stop it, all right? And no matter how many times you think you vanquished him, he's gonna keep rising again and again and again. So, let's give a round of applause, if you will, for Tim the Undertaker Duncan. All right. So that's going to end my video for today, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed it. Okay. And I want to hear your thoughts on these things that I've talked about. All right. So please let me know in the comments below. All right. Remember to like, share, subscribe to the Sam C channel if you want more content.